Oh, I don't like the way it does that intro. I want it to carry the audio all the way through. I don't like that.
I don't know. That audio is nice though. I was over here jamming.
I know,
still
you
dancing.
know.
That was nice.
Welcome to Not a Casual, episode 3. I'm Aaron. He's Strez, former Division II running back, William Jewell College, and former NFL Pro Bowler, and a legend of the Arizona Cardinals, as we just found out, because he's got this player on the
Yeah, that's me.
Legend.
Hey, at least the place you went to college would recognize you if you called. I could call my college right now and they go, "Who? What?"
Yeah. I mean, there were many of us, so
a lot of things happened over the weekend. Nothing bigger than the U.S. men's hockey team wins gold in the Olympics for the first time since 1980. For those of you that don't know, that was the Miracle on Ice in 1980 when we beat the bad guys.
Probably, I think we beat Finland in that championship game, but 1980, it was actually the anniversary of the game when we beat the Soviets.
Yeah, day up
yesterday, which is just crazy.
And to make it better, the Canada decided to wear red and black. They look like a bad guy in a movie.
I like the way that their jerseys looked this Olympics. I thought the black leaf looked really nice against that red.
I got a question. How many on our team are like born raised American?
All of them.
Oh, they are. Oh, okay. Because sometimes like, oh yeah, we got a whole bunch of Canadian people on our team and we won.
No, that's kind of what makes this.
Yeah. Okay.
Is they all are American-born players
awesome. Okay.
who, they don't have any that, even from what I could read, they don't even have any that were like playing club hockey.
Yeah.
In Canada. So like a lot
of hockey's getting bigger out here. I guess it's becoming,
Yeah, and Strez, that one, I know this is gonna hurt Strez's feelings. We do have to shout out the entire state of Michigan, because if it was for the state of Michigan.
Yeah, I know.
Same
thing for the women's team too. It's just like the hockey players that are starting to come from the state up north is just like, it's getting out of hand. They need to relax a little bit.
They
can have hockey though. I mean, Ohio State's got all the football guys coming out now at this point.
They won the Division I men's hockey. They won, I think, Division II, Michigan, state of Michigan. They had between all the guys from Michigan, if you combine them all, they scored.
I think Western Michigan won the Frozen Four not that long ago too.
Yeah,
so it's like not even just the school in Ann Arbor. It's also like the rest of them. It's getting ridiculous.
A little wild. Final score 2-1. And here's, and we don't want to pick on Canada, but I will say, here's how we are going to pick on Canada. First of all, this is Canada's fault. When we talked about the Four Nations, there was a moment when Canada decided to let the Four Nations go political by booing our national anthem. And that was the game that the U.S. beat them in the Four Nations. Now, they ended up losing the Four Nations tournament and getting beaten Boston. But right after that, one of the Tkachuk brothers, they were like, "How'd you feel?" He's like, "I don't like it. They booed our national anthem." And that has been sticking in the back of the U.S. team's mind for a year now of, hey, we didn't boo your national anthem when you came and played us in Boston or Philadelphia, one of the two, for Four Nations. We go up there, you boo our national anthem. And so for the Canadian fans that are like, why does this mean, this means more to us than it does to you? I would say that's true any other year but this year, because you made this personal.
Yeah. Like we got a vendetta now.
Yeah. And in the Four Nations, they let them fight. And it was really clear that first game that the U.S. guys were pissed off.
3 fights in the first 8 seconds was insane during the Four Nations face.
Both the Chug brothers were in the penalty box within the first 45 seconds of that game. Here's the take on social media. So I pulled my favorite video, but there are hundreds of these out there today across social media about the U.S. Canada game.
deserved to win the gold medal. They were the better team for 60 minutes. They dominated play most of the game, and 3-on-3 is a garbage way to end a game like this. But let's not make any excuses, because hockey's a game of bounces, and the better team doesn't always win. Connor Hellebuyck was unbelievable. He made what I think is one of the greatest saves in hockey history on Devon Toews, and single-handedly kept Team USA in it before Jack Hughes scored the OT winner. Canada had 2 empty nets, 2 breakaways, and a 5-on-3, but couldn't get the job done. And what a shame that Sidney Crosby couldn't play in this game, because you just know that 87 would have made a difference. And Connor McDavid won the Conn Smythe 2 years ago, won Olympic tournament MVP, but still can't buy a win when it matters most. Congrats to the Americans, they were a great team, first gold since 1980, but we'll be back. See you in 2030.
Is that like a? Is he Canadian?
Yeah, he's a
okay.
co-Canadian, I think.
Yeah, it sounded like he's like, oh, America, y'all got lucky.
I mean, he's not entirely wrong. Like I will say, like as probably the bigger hockey fan on the show, like he's not wrong. And I think going into the Olympics and the Four Nations face-off last year, Canada has the 3 best players on the planet on their team. Yes. Connor McDavid, Nathan MacKinnon, and Cale Makar, 2 of which they play for my favorite team, the Colorado Avalanche. But yeah, they had like Nathan MacKinnon had that wide open net that he showed a picture of. There was like Connor Hellebuyck was way out of position. 99 times out of 100, MacKinnon buries that. There was that shot that he was talking about, the save on Devon Toews, who, by the way, is also a Colorado Avalanche. We're probably going to win the Stanley Cup this year, by the way. That was the most incredible save that I think I've seen in a long time. They had a 5-on-3 power play for about 1 minute and 20 seconds.
What's that mean? I don't really know anything about the hockey language. So when you say something,
a power play. So normally you have 5-on-5 skaters and then 2 goalies. So a power play is when one of the team commits a penalty.
Oh, and they're down a player. Yeah.
So the America had committed 2 penalties at this point, and they had 2 skaters off. So Canada was 5 players against 3 players.
Yeah.
And they weren't able to score when they have, 3 of the best players in the world on their team. And it was like, that's one of the statistics. Like the United States on their penalty kills were 18 for 18. They didn't give up a single goal on a power play in the Olympics. That's one of the things, Connor Hellebuyck, 41 saves yesterday, one of the best goalies in recent memory, I think, in the NHL. I think he's won 3 Vezina trophies, which is the trophy that goes to the best goalie in the NHL, and he also won the Hart Trophy, which is the NHL's MVP. He won that last year as a goalie. So, like going into the tournament, it was Canada has the better roster, America has the better goalies. Canadian fans want it more. American players want it more. It was just kind of this weird, like every level, things just like the matchups weren't favoring Canada. But like he said, one bounce goes their way, it's a completely different game.
Well, and we'll equate this to the NFL. So the Canadian goalie was not in the top 3 as far as saves in the entire Olympic tournament. So basically, this would be like when let's say the Bengals. Everyone's like, well, if the Bengals could have a defense, well, they don't.
Yeah, it's like woulda, shoulda, coulda. It's easy to be like, oh, if we had.
Yeah, like, oh, we're the better team, except for
you're not. You could be if you had this, but you don't have said thing. So
if we didn't have Connor Hellebuyck and you had a goalie that was good, yeah, but you don't, and you did. So it's one of the and then Sidney Crosby. Okay, they're like, well, Sidney Crosby, you get to play. Sidney Crosby's 100 years old.
He's like, his whole hair is gray. His whole head is gray hair.
They brought him out there to get the silver medal in his jersey. He looked like
animal.
That's, by the way, we have to talk about that in a second. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. But he's out there. It looked like an alumni game. I was like, whoa, he's old.
Was he actually playing?
No, he hurt last 2 games.
Yeah, so it's pretty much like they're like, okay, let's get him the last hurrah. Let's get him this thing so he can.
Yeah.
And Sidney Crosby's like, historically one of the greatest hockey players of all time.
Yeah, but again, like, it's if he's not healthy, you don't get to go. Well, if Sydney had been healthy, and if you guys didn't have Connor Hellebuck, well, then we'd have won. Sure, okay, agreed.
And if all the stars align, and yeah,
yeah, it was.
It sounds like NFL fans all season.
I'm guilty of that, going into the AFC Championship game. If the Broncos had Bo Nix.
Yeah, but you didn't, so
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We do have to say this. 2 things that need to happen at the Olympics. The first thing, coaches should get gold medals. It is the dumbest thing in the entire world.
Especially in the team sports, because like I feel like a snowboarding coach probably has less influence on the outcome of that snowboarder's like half pipe run than a hockey coach who is like actively making the decisions on which lines are going on the ice every time there's a line switch. I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, Mike Krzyzewski, when he was coaching Team USA for basketball, the fact that they don't give gold medals, you're like, this is nothing. You don't give nothing to the coach at all.
Get pride.
I mean, how would you like in the NFL if they were like, no coaches, no support, nobody gets rings except for the players? People would be like, this is not okay. We got to fix that.
Then Bill Belichick not making the Hall of Fame would make more sense.
It would make more sense.
Yeah. There you go.
He wouldn't have any Super Bowl rings at that point.
We got to quit.
Another guy
in stuffed animals at the medal ceremony. It's the most uncomfortable thing I've ever seen in my life.
Wait, what?
I thought Nathan McKinnon was going to rip his in half and like throw it into the sun. He looks at it. He's like you can see him. He's like, what the F is this? And just like puts it behind his back. He's like, this is the most embarrassing thing ever.
So they got here's what it is. It's something political. And I don't mean like, I mean political as in like you got IOC members that want to feel a part of the like festivities. So one IOC.
What's IOC?
The International Olympic Committee.
Oh, okay.
So you got one person that's from the IOC that's handing out the medal, and then the next person comes behind him and hands him this like little stuffed animal.
Of like an animal. Like what's the animal?
Like so, the 2 little mascots of the Olympics.
I just looked up what kind of animal it was. It's like an Italian ferret. It's like a Scott, something like that.
It's the most European thing ever.
Do they always do this?
No.
I've never seen it before.
It was just like this time.
No, they've done flowers. I've seen that where like, everybody gets a medal and a flower. At Athens, they did a medal and they put the little like ivy.
Oh, yeah.
Like
they couldn't come up with nothing else. They're like, just give them a stuffed animal.
And these grown Canadian guys who are so pissed off they just lost. They're like, here's your thing. They're all like, thank you.
Give it to your kids. That's what it's for. It's for the kids.
So a couple of them left it sitting over on the like where the team sits, and I was like, that thing's not making it to the locker room. No way.
I get it though.
Yeah,
I remember like there was a point I remember in high school, like we lost. I was playing on a high school baseball tournament in Oklahoma, and we like lost the championship game. But I was lucky enough to like make the all tournament team, so I got this little trophy thing. My mom has a picture of it somewhere, and I look so annoyed in this photo. Like I'm holding this trophy, and I'm just like,
it's because you lost. It's like,
it's like this is stupid. I don't want this.
There's nothing.
That was before the participation trophy. Everybody got a trophy,
right?
So you knew I lost.
We can't get into it, but someone else on a travel baseball team uploaded a picture on my timeline. If you watch this show, I love you, brother, but it's weird. Of their son, like won this World Series tournament with this giant ring on his finger. The kid's like 10.
That's crazy.
I'm like, what are we doing?
He's not trade pins anymore.
No, they don't do any of that stuff.
That's boring.
And the worst thing in the world is if your team loses and you get an individual trophy. That's like I had it happen once. I wanted to crawl under the bleachers.
But it's like, I mean, Connor McDavid. He pointed out in that video that we just watched 2 years ago when the Edmonton Oilers lost the Stanley Cup final. He won the Stanley Cup final MVP award.
That's the worst.
Yesterday, they just lost the gold medal game. He got the Olympic tournament MVP trophy. It's fun. Like, there's this thing that we make jokes about, and when I say we, I mean mostly Avalanche fans, because like Connor McDavid, they're like, he's the best player in the world. I'm like, yeah, he ain't won anything.
He's the Kevin Durant of the NHL.
Yeah, I'm like, Nathan McKinnon has actively won a Stanley Cup. Nathan McKinnon has actively won like multiple Hart trophies. Like, not multiple. He's got one. He's probably going to win another one this year. But it's just like, it's one of those things where it's like, you have to wonder if he hates that or if he's okay with being like, yeah, I don't have like the team championship trophy, but I do have a bunch.
Yeah, at least I did. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. It's like, okay, I know we lost as a team, but at least, you know, my efforts haven't gone.
My back hurts from carrying.
Yeah, yeah.
I did my job.
Yeah.
I don't know what the others guys. But
I'm not saying anybody else didn't do it, though. Yeah.
The United States hockey team had a player named Brock Nelson. Shout out Avalanche, go Avs. I'm just talking about my favorite team this entire episode, by the way. He was the oldest player on the United States men's roster. The United States have won 3 gold medals in Olympic hockey. Brock Nelson, his grandpa and great uncle were on the gold medal team in 1960. His uncle was on the gold medal team in 1980. And then he was on the gold medal team yesterday.
Canada, what are you complaining about? This was destiny.
How cool is that? So you wonder, like, I think Brock Nelson
he missed the 2000 one, but
I think he has a son, so I don't know if his son is like aware that he has to win a gold medal in men's hockey. But
he's got 20 years.
He better get a stick in his hand and like start skating like ASAP.
Yeah, 100%.
2040.
Speaking of Olympics, we got to shout out Lindsey Vonn again. So she had her, that crash that everybody saw. Apparently, if they hadn't gotten her off of that mountain fast enough and into surgery, they were going to amputate that girl's leg. So I'm trying to look here what it complex tibia fracture, which resulted in bleeding and swelling inside a muscle. The high pressure restricts blood flow, can lead to permanent injury if not treated quickly enough. So apparently whatever she did, it got some internal bleeding inside the muscle tissue of that leg, and she almost lost her leg.
Her shin was shattered. I don't know if you saw any of the x-rays from like when she first started surgery. It was broken in like 8 spots. Like,
she didn't she have, like, she went in there with a torn ACL though, right? Like she was racing with
on the other leg.
Yeah.
So I mean, hey, Lindsey Vonn, we appreciate everything you've done for the U.S. team in the Olympics. It's probably time to be done.
Time to hang him up.
You've done it. You're the best.
Reach out to our boy Justin Bethel. He'll talk you through what it's like to finish playing your professional career.
He can help you with your Instagram announcement. It'll be fine. But yeah, 41 years old. One of the most storied Winter Olympic athletes of all time. I hate that that's the way it's going to end, but the fact that she competed at all, I think should be the story.
Yeah.
The fact she was willing to do a sport that clearly when you have knee surgery, the first thing they tell you is like, you can't ski anymore.
Yeah. Especially going 75, 80 miles an hour.
Yeah. And they're talking about like little bunny hills and Aspen on a family vacation, not like go to the Olympics.
Not the Olympic Super G.
Yeah.
So shout out to her. So I was combing through social media last night, and Justin, I just want to get your take on what you think of this football drill, this backyard football drill.
Oh, the tire.
Nigga, it's rims in them bitches. Bro lowering his shoulder to some rims, a 5-stack of Project Derrick Henry. I see what's going. I see it.
Yeah, I mean, I saw this a while ago. I feel it's a good drill. I mean, I get the point of it, trying to learn to run through contact. But running into something that heavy constantly at that age, it will. Unless you're just trying to make them be a a high school, college all-star get that NIL and call it quits. I just that's a lot of on your shoulder hitting. If you're and especially if you're doing that multiple times a week, like at least with a person or a bag, like there's a little bit more give. It's like just saying, hey, I'm gonna just run into the wall. It's gonna make me be able to run through tackles. It's like, yeah, probably, but you're gonna have about 10 concussions. Your shoulder's gonna be falling out the socket. But yeah,
The Cam Scatterboom method.
yeah. Hopefully somebody reaches out to him and to that dad. He's got the right mindset, but hopefully they reach out to him and somebody sponsor that man some tackling dummies or something.
There's got to be a better use for those tires. Like I'm thinking of like jump cut drills, like stiff arm drills for like corners that are diving at your ankles, not running square into them. Especially like the guy that was reacting to there's rims in them.
Yeah, they're not light.
What are we doing?
Yeah,
a tire by itself is already incredibly heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
that solid piece of metal on the inside of it here.
Well,
he was running them over.
He was
running through them.
It does bring up which is probably the thing that we talk about at every NFL season. There does need to be a happy medium between like real hard drills and like the softest Charmin stuff that a lot of guys like. If I see one more no offense, Justin, if I see one more NFL guy posting plyo workouts, I'm just gonna be
I ain't gonna lie. It's all different stuff. I mean, the thing is, we like in the league, you do all that stuff. Like when we were working out, you'd have a heavy lifting day, you'd have a running day, you'd have conditioning day, you'd have like a plyo, box jumps, bands, all that stuff. Because there's just so many different little muscles you can work in. You can just do all kind of different stuff. But I mean, there's a little bit of everything. Like I was doing Pilates once a week when I was in Miami. Like it was probably some of the hardest. It's when it's something, when I first started, it's just hard when you don't do it. Like when your muscles never done something, it's like, okay, this is, and you always see the ones where it's like a bunch of guys will go to a Pilates class and they're dying, and there's like a little old lady in there just not sweating or whatever, but she's been doing it and those muscles are all built, like they're built for that. Now if you took her and we're like, hey, let's go do some squats and some heavy squats, you probably wouldn't be able to do it. So it's just working all those different things. So I get it.
I mean, I'm not like if somebody watches this is like, oh, you're like advocating for the Oklahoma drill. No, I'm not advocating for the Oklahoma drill. That was a bad idea. Like, but for whatever reason, we didn't have as many soft tissue injuries as we have now. I think the NFL tried to do everything they could, like taking out how much practice y'all could do in pads with contact, dwindling that number way down. At college, I think it's even less, the amount of contact drills that they can do, during the spring. But also for old guys like my dad that want to complain about it, they're like, well, back in the day, a guy was making like $70,000 a year, not $7 million.
And y'all probably didn't even know what a soft tissue injury was. Y'all like, I'm just tight. No, your hamstring is ruptured, but
that was the tweaked
it. Nah, you pulled your hamstring, buddy.
You tore your meniscus, probably. Yeah. That's more than.
And now you're 80, and you're like, I can't really walk.
What did they do in medieval times? Like in like a battle between like two houses, and someone just like tears their ACL in the middle of battle. Like what
happened? I've lost my leg.
Exactly. Like what happens to that knight gone. That's like can't walk? Like. I just watched like the season finale of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms last night, and he's like walking on a crutch, and I'm like,
he probably
they didn't know about ACLs.
Yeah, he probably sprained his MCL or something.
Yeah, I'm like, they didn't know about ACL tears back then. There's no way.
Well, and I've had people, of course, you get old heads to talk about it, and then anytime I've ever taken anybody to a PBR event to watch bull riding. And they're like, I'm like, watch these guys walk. Just watch them walk. That's what happens when you won't be too tough. There's a video circulating social media right now of a guy, a Brazilian rider, who popped his shoulder out of socket riding. He goes into the chute. He's on camera, grabs his arm and pops it right back into socket. And they're like, "Oh, what a man!" I was like, "Yeah, he won't be able to pick his kids up either." Like, there is a happy medium between the two. Like when we would laugh, like go watch autograph sessions with the bull riding guys, they're all walking to like the autograph session, so bow-legged. Like you're like, yeah, this same thing. You watch the old NBA guys like Bill Russell when they would like walk out onto the court to give a trophy out. You're like, look at him. The guy, his body completely tore apart. Like the Johnny Unitas. I remember when the lawsuit probably 10, 15 years ago, the NFL trying to get better insurance. Johnny Unitas's wife was like, at the end, my husband couldn't even make a fist, couldn't even close his hands. And he was, you know, considered like one of the greatest quarterbacks in the history of the NFL. It's like, yeah, there is a happy median somewhere between the two. And that doesn't even count concussions. I don't even know if I knew the word concussion until I was in college.
No. I remember there was one time, I remember in middle school, they had, I don't know, I was the smallest dude, and they had me playing linebacker. I remember trying to hit somebody. Dude runs me over because I just put my head straight down. I just remember laying there like, I think I broke my neck. I don't know what happened, and there's plenty of those, you know, as you go through high school, college, there's a bunch where it's like, man, my head was hurting a little bit. But you didn't, and you don't really know, and it's like, oh, I feel fine.
Well, Strez is probably looking at the comment same way I am. If you're a fan that likes guys playing through pain, welcome to hockey.
Hockey is the place for that. I mean, like that picture of Jack Hughes with his friggin' teeth like slashed in half with the flag. I'm like, this picture goes unbelievably hard. But at the same time, I'm like, get that man some dental work. I have the perfect sponsorship idea in mind for Jack, by the way. So if anybody knows how to get me in contact with Mr. Jack Hughes, let me know.
Oh, just those guys are, but they're a little old school. Hockey's a little old school. They kind of wear
they still
like
fight each other.
Yeah, they don't care. Like, you know, people. I was watching. I was like, oh, guy's teeth are messed up, and then they show the play where his teeth are messed up. I was like, if that was me, I'd check myself out of the game and be like, I am done, because no way his entire mouth doesn't just hurt like unbelievably bad.
Yeah. And then he comes in and then 2 minutes later gets a high sticking penalty of his own. You can't make this stuff up, man. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, but you know, for your old school guys that are screaming the NFL needs to be tougher. Okay. You go out there and square up against Myles Garrett and then tell me how amazing you feel.
Yeah, so, I mean, and then you gotta think as time goes on, like there's more and more, like people are more aware of things that you know that are going on or how you can get hurt, and social media. Like back then, people be hurt, nobody knew about it. Now it's like, oh, he stubbed his toe, he's gonna be out, you know, and now everybody's a doctor or they're a trainer.
There's like social media doctors like on Twitter that like break down injuries now. They're like, and you see here when the back of his ankle popped, that means his Achilles ruptured. I'm like,
yeah,
really? And you got 1 million views off this post? I could have made that. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
The only thing I am glad that old guys quit like talking noise about was turf toe. After Deion started having to have toes amputated, they were like, maybe turf toe's a bad thing. It's like, yeah, turf toe, it's bad. Deion Sanders is missing toes because he got a real bad turf toe injury, never could get it back the same. And eventually they were just like, we have to start cutting toes off Deion. So at least that is stopped.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think he's got 3 toes on one. I think it's just 3 toes on one foot.
Well, fun fact of the day.
It's gross. Bad too. It's real nasty.
Sheesh.
So, and Justin, you probably have played with some wide receivers that like when they put their hands out, you're like, that's gross.
Yeah. Your fingers don't go in the right direction at all.
Like my pinky is like I can't. It doesn't like close. It won't close like all the way down like this one can.
Yeah,
Like that one's a little It's not
And you
horrible,
and you play defensive back.
but yeah.
So imagine guys like,
Yeah,
Larry,
I've seen some hands. I've seen some things.
Even Booger McFarland when he's like doing the ESPN shows, his fingers are like all like messed up. He's like, grab my good hand from Scary Movie 2.
Michael Irvin is he.
Oh
and
yeah,
he
his are terrible.
about it, like the first few years, Troy Aikman didn't know how to like. Caleb Williams had the same problem his rookie year.
Oh, it's a
Everything's
fastball.
fastball. Everything is just as hard as he can. And Irvin's like, I'm like, Troy, I'm breaking fingers every other game. You got to stop throwing the ball so hard. Now they look just mangled and gross. So, hey, whatever it is. Little Star Wars news.
Oh.
For you guys.
Let's go, baby.
I'm not the Star Wars guy, but I know you two guys are. Mandalorian and Grogu trailer hints that Star Wars may be building its next saga around Grogu.
I feel like that Grogu is pretty much the reason why Mandalorian got so popular. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's a baby Yoda. What is that?"
Which
we have
that
7 in my house.
Like real Star Wars nuts that were like when the casuals were like, "It's Baby Yoda."
It's like, no, it's not Baby Yoda.
No, it's Din Grogu. He's named after his new father, Din Djarin, who was a Mandalorian before him. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I was actually laying in bed thinking about this the other night. And I think about Star Wars and I think about theological conundrums before I go to sleep at night. And the Star Wars thing was everybody's thinking and talking about how Grogu's going to live for, 900 years like Yoda did. But we didn't get anything about Grogu in any point of the sequel trilogy, of which he would have been alive for if he were to have been alive. I'm concerned, and I feel like this might be something that would be a good thing for Disney Lucasfilms to do. He's going to get killed off in the very end of The Mandalorian and Grogu. This like full thing that's like going to be culminating in this like huge crossover event movie with the Ahsoka cast and the Boba Fett cast and the Mandalorian cast, like all coming together. I think, and I'm terrified for this, I hope this doesn't happen, but it probably might be a good thing to do. They kill him off.
But it's a big universe. Maybe he just, maybe they just didn't come to his planet or something. No.
Could be. But you would think,
what you're saying by big universe, but it's the same thing with Marvel. You got to keep some of the like core characters that casual fans connect with. You got to keep them around. Like you can't be introducing characters that like only comic book Star Wars people, like the Ahsoka series. People are like, why didn't it do better? Because people like me that are casuals, no clue who that is, no idea.
And people like me who named their cat after Ahsoka because Ahsoka Tano is their favorite Star Wars character ever.
Ahsoka's the one, isn't she the one that had like the cartoon?
Yeah. She was introduced in the
things. She got the things coming out of her head. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and if you were me, you were like, isn't that the girl who was dancing around in Jabba the Hutt's thing in Return of the Jedi? Like, you don't know who that is. You're like, I don't know who that is. Like, you got to keep core characters. Like, say Marvel had the same problem. They were like, Chris Evans, we're ready to move on. And then the next 4 movies, they were like, Chris Evans, we should really get him back as Captain America because these movies aren't doing well. It's like, well, yeah, you got these core characters that people attach themselves to. You can't just start killing them off and going, we're going to introduce new characters. It just doesn't work like that. People don't just go, oh, my favorite character's gone. Cool. I'll pick a new favorite character. Yeah. They don't work like that.
Yeah.
And I think they're trying to, and like, especially like the Captain America, I think they're trying to, it's like you got to kind of pick your battles. Like, okay, do you want to please your main fans who are, the majority, or are you like going like, oh, we got to stick with our comic book guys who are like, they're like, this is how it goes. This is canon. This is, it's like, yeah, there's a new Captain America, but it's like, oh, but nobody really, if you don't read the comic books, you don't know.
There's also the piece of it too, that like for longevity's sake.
Yeah.
Like if you want these movies to keep going for the next 20, 30 years, you have to move on eventually.
Yeah, for sure.
But even your core, like I would be considered a core Marvel fan.
Or just do
Like,
like Fast and Furious.
I got tons of Marvel comic books. Everyone was like, "Aren't you excited Sam Wilson got the shield?" And I was like, "No." And the first thing was, "Oh, it's because he's black." I was like, "No, because Bucky's supposed to get it first and become U.S. agent, and then Sam Wilson gets it." We just skipped like this entire series of comics. It's really cool where Bucky gets it and he turns into U.S. agent, and it's a great series. And people were like, "Why'd they do that?" I'm like, again, no one cares. No one is like, there were not enough people clamoring for that you had to, it had nothing to do with race. It got nothing to do with nothing. It's, hey, we got to move on from his character. We got to figure something out. Oh, let's give it to this. And then to top it all off, they give Sam Wilson his first Captain America movie, and it's awful. It's terrible. You're like, Harrison Ford is Red Hulk. You're like, what are we doing? Bad movie, not good. Didn't help his character out at all. And now everybody blames them. And now you can see Marvel immediately is like, hey, Robert Downey Jr. coming back as Dr. Doom. Everybody get excited. Hey, Chris Evans might be coming back as Captain America. But also,
how does that work though? Like, because he was Iron Man. How can he be
the multiverse?
Oh yeah. That's just throw it up to the multiverse.
Yeah, Marvel and DC both kind of
they were
like, we got to hedge our bets because we've got some characters that people really love, and if we kill them off, we got to find ways to like bring them back in.
It's like, this don't make no sense. Multiverse.
Yep. Earth 616, Earth Prime, Earth 0. Yeah.
Well, and there's nothing wrong with capping it off and like letting it lie.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to just keep pumping these movies out. Like, I mean, the Harry Potter, people are all worked up about the new series. People aren't worked up about the new series because of anything else other than you're like, wait, these sets of movies are perfect.
Yeah.
Leave them alone. And people are like, well, it's been too long. Hey, Universal Studios is still building theme parks based off of a series of movies that started 20 years ago.
It's all about money, man.
Yeah, I mean, you're
if they think they got some people that's gonna watch it to make some money, they're gonna make it.
And I don't care. Like, I think that the original Star Wars, the first 3 movies that ever came out, I think might be one of the most perfect science fiction pieces of work. But also, younger kids, when they watch those movies, especially A New Hope, they're like, this is really slow. It's hard to follow. And I'm like, oh, taste has changed. Everything's become TikTokified. So you watch like the newer Star Wars.
You gotta get to it.
Like, oh my gosh, I got like so much action. And you're like, yeah, it's not made for me, made for kid, like younger kid in their like late teens that they need this type of like quick moving action all the time, blah, 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 blah. Whereas for us, it'd be an hour and a half in that first movie. And you're like, Luke's still stuck on the farm.
He's still on the desert planet.
You know, it's just the way it is. But yeah, so for Star Wars fans, I do think, I will say this, I do think Mandalorian series, I think by the 3rd episode in, I thought this is the first thing they've done that they got something now. Like for both casual fans and core fans, this is something you've got something here.
It was because it was completely new. It was like it wasn't trying to lean into, and Star Wars kind of has the ability to not have to worry about like comic books and like already built out universes. Like, sure, there's like the Star Wars extended universe that isn't technically canon that they can borrow stories from, but they don't have to follow along with anything that a bunch of the Star Wars nerds that have existed for 60 years, you know, can go out and, you know, and say basically.
So how do you know what was going on in this planet over in Galaxy 7248 or something like that? You don't know.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah,
and I think that's one of the cool things about like the Ahsoka series is like they left the galaxy far, far away and went to a completely different galaxy even farther away. So now there's like a whole entire galaxy of stories that we don't know anything about now that we're going to be able to learn more from. And yeah, I think pieces of that is good for that, you know, and I think, but then you have stories like Andor who build on things that we already know. Like we're like, yeah, the Empire sucks. Well, we're going to give you a show about the actual even worse misgivings and the disgustingness of what is the Galactic Empire, and how, some of the people that were trying to be even, still existing like in the political sphere tried to overcome those kinds of things and all that kind of stuff. So yeah,
I need me a Yoda backstory movie.
we might get one.
I feel like we need one. You done brought up Grogu. Like, okay, we know.
Where are they from? Like, just
like
what's their species even called? We don't know any of that stuff.
They're the two. There's only two in the whole universe.
And people forget about Yaddle.
Yaddle. Who's Yaddle?
Well, Yoda, Yaddle, and Grogu.
I can remember when the movie came out where Yoda fought Count Dooku.
Yeah.
Episode 2. There was a the only thing I can equate it to, it was I sat in a theater and the first Transformers and the Camaro came out and no one knew what the Camaro looked like. That was the way that Chevy unveiled the Camaro, was when Bumblebee turns into the new Camaro in the movie Transformers. That was the way they unveiled it, and people in the theater went crazy. Grown dudes are standing up and cheering. The only thing I'd equate it to was when Yoda, in that movie, like limps in with his cane,
drops his cane, and then like pulls his cloak aside and like force.
You're like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in any movie ever. Like, more of that. Like, I just want to know how does he get so smart? Why is he the guy? Why in the world does he end up on this planet for ever and ever and completely ignore everyone? And don't do it the way you did Luke, sticking Luke out on that. That's so hard to watch. What happened that Luke is on this island?
He almost killed his nephew. They talk about it in the movie.
Like, what happened, Luke? We saw you in this movie, and then the next time we see you, you're a grumpy old man that hates everyone. What?
Are you the same person that you were 30 years ago, Aaron? No, you're not.
I mean, but some stuff has had to happen for me to get to that point where they're like, you just save the, I don't care. Well, what about, nope, don't care. Well, Luke, nope. Like, something's happened. I just want to know what trauma has happened that has turned you into this old man on a park bench. But yeah, excited for the Grogu and Mandalorian movie. I think it probably, and I don't blame Star Wars. I think Marvel's done the same thing. The way to test out new stuff is let's put a series out on Disney Plus and then see if
that's the way I see it nowadays.
It's new leadership now. Disney's got new CEO. Lucasfilms has new CEOs, new presidents, like two people are calling the shots now at the top of Lucasfilm. So it's probably going to look a little bit different over the next, several years. We need more movies. This is the first movie since 2019.
Well, the Galaxy's Edge, the theme park, is actually going to have like the original characters walking around now. So that shows like a good thing where they go, we got to start paying homage to this thing that started this whole deal. We can't go, you could go to Galaxy's Edge. Well, can I see Darth Vader? No, he not there. Oh, what? Sorry. We got this guy though. It's like, well, I don't even like that movie. So at least they're showing a little bit there. Just anything exciting happening in your life before we cap it off?
Just making cheesecakes, coffees, nothing crazy.
Cheesecakes. Hold on. What?
Yeah, I made a couple cheesecakes. Trying to get back into my bacon and then my coffee.
Are we getting content out of this, or are you just gonna?
I put a story up. I didn't actually do a post. I did a story though. So if you didn't see it,
it's gone forever.
Sorry.
You're a man. You're a Renaissance man. You need to make content out of all this.
I made some chicken tenders yesterday. They're pretty good. I think it's still on my story.
Go check that out. How do we find you on socials?
JBet26.
JBet26. Anything exciting happening with you, Stress?
Going to see Hamilton Saturday night.
Oh, nice.
They're coming through Kansas City, their Broadway tour. I love Hamilton, so I'm going to go check it out.
Awesome.
What about you? What you got going?
What do I have going? When do I have something going? I go to Phoenix March 5th. for work for the race. Hopefully, we're going to get Mr. Bethel there.
Yeah.
Shout out to Phillips 66 and Wheelan for being on the
Oh,
cards.
that's next week, huh?
Yep.
Oh,
February
Lord.
short month.
Yeah, let me.
Yeah, it's over on Saturday.
Yeah, remember Black History Month. You guys get the shortest month. And
I know. That's all you know.
Classic.
It is what it is.
Should we jump into
everything for you guys to have the shortest month of the entire calendar year?
you want to jump into some of these comments before we get
let's
out
do
of
it.
here?
What do you got?
Anthony Manzano, thanks for hanging out with us. By the way, you've been blowing up the chat here. He's got a couple theories. Talked about some of the timelines and multiple universes and everything. And then asked, what are we talking about? Superman Thunderbolts came out last year. Yeah, no, I mean I was talking about Star Wars movies. We need more Star Wars movies.
Thunderbolts, unbelievable. I love that movie.
What is that?
Thunderbolts, the what they call it, the New Avengers.
The New Avengers, yeah.
I haven't seen anything.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good. It's got Bucky Barnes. It's got
it's a movie.
Yeah. Captain.
Really good.
What's the guy's name? Comrade.
The red something.
I can't remember his name.
Soviet version of Captain America.
Oh, I know you're talking about.
Yeah,
he was like on another movie.
He's in Stranger Things. He's from Stranger Things.
Yeah. Okay, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, really good. As far as Superman goes,
I heard it was pretty good.
Red Guardian, that's his name. Do not say anything about this David Corn sweat Superman, or I will hunt you down.
I heard it was a good movie.
He's a giant emotional baby, and Superman is not a giant emotional baby. That's what we have Spider-Man for.
What are you talking about? Emotional
DC characters are not supposed to be like DC characters are not supposed to be able to. You're not supposed to be able to connect with them. They're not supposed to be like
the Flash is pretty.
Yeah, but none of that's original. Like all the DC characters were made to be like these giant, huge things,
like gods among men.
Yeah, Marvel, like Spider-Man.
Yeah, I guess he's
a billionaire.
He's the most sympathetic character. Therefore, the Batman movies have always been the ones that made the most money. People watch the most because at least you can be like, "Hey, man, yeah, I can understand you have some emotional scar after like watching your parents get shot."
Superman's planet exploded.
Yeah, I don't.
He lost his entire species. What are you talking about?
I'm not empathetic with him at all. Like, I don't need him like having emotional like realizations while he's. I didn't care for the movie.
Man, you remember like the old school one? He made the whole planet go backwards because they killed his girl.
Yeah, that's not. Nobody's watching that. Like, I get that. I totally empathize with him. Nobody's doing that.
You don't have anything that you would turn back time for?
No.
Invest in Bitcoin in 2012.
Yeah, there you go. I would go back into 2008 and buy a house.
Yeah, just get on it. It'll be fine. But I did like Thunderbolts. Let's see, what's the other one he's got here? The comics that James Gunn is basing his universe on during the Justice League International era Superman was like that in the comics. He's basing it off All-Star. Yeah. Again, the DC characters are much older than Marvel characters by like 20 or 30 years.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, Marvel ripped them all off.
They just did it better.
No,
it was just a different era.
The movies were better. That's literally all Marvel's ever done better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. I guess the movies because I don't know about the comics too much.
Yeah, like 1970s when Spider-Man got hot. My dad was, that was his era. 60s, 70s. He was popular because it was the first, like, he was a teenager who like struggled with girls and like, his relationship with his aunt. And like, so there was things that teenagers could like gravitate to. And you could like understand. So Spider-Man got real popular because of that, but no one was ever like, they didn't know. There wasn't this thing where you needed to see yourself in comic book characters. That didn't come along until 20 or 30 years after Superman and Batman had already been created.
I mean, Superman started out punching Nazis. I mean, I can relate to that. That sounds fun.
Yeah, nobody wanted that. Nobody was like, I need to.
That's if you ever look at the timeline for like when comic books were big in like the different eras of comics, it always coincides with major wars that the United States is a part of. And when the Marvel movies started to come out, we were in Iraq and Afghanistan, and
No,
so
is that when
coincided.
Iron Man like came out?
It's always coincided with like major conflicts, and like the idea is to like show us that like there's a better way. Like we don't have to do it this way. There is a better way.
Yeah, you just need one special powered or rich person to go and handle that all.
I could talk plenty hours about the rich ones, but this ain't the show for that.
All right. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. If you're watching this live, we appreciate it. If you're watching this on the playback, follow us either on Twitch or YouTube. That's where we're live streamed right now. We appreciate you very, very much. We'll be back same time, 11 a.m. Central next Monday, and a lot of more topics. So thanks very much. We appreciate you.
May the force be with you.
This is the way.